weather has finally gotten cooler, but the matchups keep getting hotter and hotter. Welcome into another edition of the Friday Night Blitz, San Antonio's only 30-minute high school football show. 10 games on deck tonight, and all of them district showdowns. As always, let's start with our game of the week. Our game of the week features the top-ranked team in our Friday Night Blitz power rankings, undefeated Judson, taking on the Smithson Valley Rangers. The last time these two teams met, the Rockets were undefeated, and the Rangers handed them their first loss of the season in overtime. Rockets take off right away in this one. Quarterback Mike Chandler with a QB keeper from 10 yards out. Judson on the board 7-0. Then Rangers back to punt, but Judson safety Rashad Wisdom blocks the punt, and big man Corey Parks picks it up, hustles all the way down the field 60 yards for the scoop and score. Rockets up 14-0 and keep adding to it. This time Chandler drops back to pass, finds running back Sincere McCormick. McCormick turns on the wheels and he is off to the races. 67 yards for the Rockets touchdown. Rangers threatening this time. Quarterback Levi Williams looks to the end zone, but it's picked off by Judson safety Michael Washington. Rockets all over the place Friday night. Judson would go on to win this one 28-0 over Smithson Valley to stay undefeated at 6-0. Let's send it over to our Marcus Floyd, who's standing by with one of our stars of our game of the week.
Big game out here tonight. The Judson Rockets defeat the Smithson Valley Rangers 28-0. Big part of that was Sincere McCormick. Sincere, what did you guys do to kind of win this game tonight?
Preparation. It's all about preparation at the end of the day. We prepared it since day one. We already knew we had a tough opponent coming out here. We just we stayed humble, played in harmony, did our keys, played our 111, and it was just a big-time win.
Now, you guys, I was talking to Coach McCall, you guys play as a family out here, don't you?
It's a brotherhood out here every day. It's Rocket Pride. Every day I fight with my brothers day in, day out. It's just hard. It's just what build Judson. It's just a family thing.
Now, you guys know, though, however, nothing's been accomplished yet. You guys have bigger dreams, don't you?
Yes, sir. Win that state championship 2019. Got to go home, go all out.
And I sincerely believe that from my man Sincere again. 28-0 Judson Rockets win. My man Sincere McCormick, congratulations. Big win. Take care. Back to you guys in the studio.
Marcus, I could have sworn we heard that joke last week. Well, we'll check back in with Marcus later in the show. Let's continue our Friday Night Blitz action. Head over to Rutledge Stadium, where the third-ranked Wagner Thunderbirds taking on the Jefferson Mustangs. Thunderbirds riding a 5-game winning streak, not to mention they've scored 75 points in each of their past 2 games. Yes, you heard correctly. Thunderbirds take off right from the get-go. Running back Jarrell Brown runs around the outside, breaks a tackle, and he's in there. 15-yard touchdown to give Wagner a 7-0 lead. Second drive for Wagner. This time quarterback Tobias Weaver decides to take it in himself, stumbles into the end zone from 3 yards out to make it 14-0. Thunderbirds score on their first 3 drives of the game. This time Weaver rolls right, hits wide out Joshua Cobb's corner of the end zone. Wagner takes a 21-0 lead, and the Thunderbirds fly away with this one, 69-0 over Jefferson. District 27 6A showdown. Reagan Rattlers taking on the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Roosevelt coming off an overtime win over South San, while Reagan looks to bounce back from its loss to Madison last week. Rough Riders trying to get something going. Wide out Rashad Owens catches the pass, then tosses it back to running back Jacoby Jackson. Jackson another 10 yards before being taken down. It wouldn't lead to anything, though. Reagan now on offense. Quarterback Travis Staley finds his favorite target, receiver Connor Fox, corner of the end zone. Rattlers on the board for 6-0. Later on, Reagan would tack on a field goal thanks to kicker Steve Opella to make it 9-0. Roosevelt would eventually make a comeback in this one, but the Rough Riders would fall 1 point short. Reagan edges Roosevelt 23-22, that final. Let's take a look at a couple other big games from Friday night on our Friday Night Blitz scoreboard. The Canyon Cougars beat the East Central Hornets 26-23. Bernie champion Chargers take down the Kennedy Rockets 55-6. Churchill wins 31-7 over MacArthur, and the Holy Cross Knights shut out the San Antonio Christian Lions 28-0. Back to the action. 10th-ranked Steel Knights taking on the New Braunfels Unicorns. It's worth noting Steel's only 2 losses this season have come to Judson and O'Connor, our top 2 teams in our power rankings. Steel strikes first, the handoff to running back Robert Collins from their own 36. Collins turns the corner and he is gone. Collins can't be caught. Steele takes a 7-0 lead. A little later, Knights give it to Collins again, but this time he tosses it to Tyron Smith. Smith cuts middle, takes it all the way to the opposite corner of the end zone. A 57-yard touchdown for Smith. Steele goes up 14-0, and the Knights go on to win this one 24-14 over New Braunfels. How about a District 13 5A showdown? Vets Memorial Patriots taking on the Burbank Bulldogs. Patriots riding a 5-game winning streak, undefeated in district play, and the Bulldogs hoping to change that. First possession for the Bulldogs. Quarterback Julian Balsudia shows off his speed, takes off running 59 yards almost to the house, but he's brought down just outside the goal line. Balsudia, though, would finish the drive on the next play. Quarterback keeper to put the Bulldogs on the board first, 7-0. Patriots now on the attack. Quarterback Joseph Richardson, his wideout receiver Darius Guess shakes the defender loose, takes it in, 30 yards for the score. Game tied. Skip to the second. Veterans' other QB, Isaac Guerrera, in, and he rolls into the end zone for the Patriots' second score of the game. Veterans Memorial takes a 14-7 lead, and Patriots would go on to win it 49-14 that final. Let's take a quick look at a couple other big games that took place on Thursday night. The Brennan Bears win their 5th straight game, beating the Clark Cougars 42-28. Brandeis Broncos improved to 4-2 in district play after taking down the Holmes Huskies 48-21. Brackenridge Eagles fly past the Lanier Vokes 27-11, and then the Southwest Dragons shut out the McCollum Cowboys 49-0. Meanwhile, over at Ferris Stadium, second-ranked O'Connor Panthers taking on the Marshall Rams. Panthers undefeated so far this season, and it would be the Rams, though, who draw first blood in this one. Running back Bernard Danicke almost fumbles the snap. Looks like he's in hot water, but somehow makes it out alive and then some. Takes it all the way to the house, 21 yards for the score. Rams up 6-0, but here come the Panthers. Running back Zion Taylor cuts back towards the middle, dives in the end zone, so the Panthers now have a 10-6 lead, but Taylor isn't done yet. He takes the handoff, runs right up the middle, 24-yard touchdown for Taylor. Panthers go on to win this one 33-18 over the Rams. As we go into the break, we want to remind you that you can catch the Friday Night Blitz every Saturday afternoon at 4:30 and then again Saturday night at 11 p.m. Highlights, post-game reactions, several features all squeezed into this fun half hour. And we'll go past the regular season and keep on going so long as several area teams are still in the hunt for the state championships. Well, we are just getting started here on the Friday Night Blitz. Coming up after the break, of course, we'll continue our high school football coverage. We have 4 more games to come on the Friday Night Blitz. Plus, you voted and we have the winner. Marcus Floyd introduces us to our new John Wayne Player of the Week. You won't want to miss it. Find out who's our John Wayne Player of the Week when we come back right after this. Stay with us.
Friday Night Blitz is proudly brought to you by John Wayne Service Company. One call does it all for all your AC, heating, plumbing, or electrical needs. And by your local IHOP restaurants. IHOP is open before and after every game, 24/7.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. Let's continue our high school football roundup. Head over to Bobcat Stadium, where the South San Bobcats played host to District 28 rival Johnson Jaguars last night. Jaguars looking to extend their winning streak to 3 in a row, while the Bobcats look to bounce back from their overtime loss last week to Roosevelt. 10 minutes left in the first quarter. South San quarterback Brendan Rojas breaks through the pack, and he is all alone, all the way in the end zone, 39 yards for the score, but Jags pounce right away. Running back Justin Rodriguez finds a hole, kicks it in a high gear, and he's gone all the way to the house to tie the game up at 7-all in the first quarter. Rodriguez, though, just getting started. This time he takes the handoff, breaks for the sideline, and he's gone. His second TD to give Johnson the lead, but it'd be short-lived. The Bobcats here, 4th and goal. South San is able to push it across the goal line, squeezes it in there. Game tied at 14, but Rodriguez kept getting after it. The junior punches in his 3rd touchdown of the game to give Johnson the lead, and that score would hold. Jags with 38-22 over the Bobcats. Over at the Gus, Warren Warriors taking on the Taft Raiders in District 28 6A. Warriors looking to make it 5 in a row, and Raiders hoping to ruin those plans. Warriors strike first. Quarterback Anthony Cisneros fakes the handoff, and the defense bites. Cisneros breaks into the end zone. He's in there easy. The extra point afterwards is good, and the Warriors take a 7-0 lead. Raiders turn now. They hike it straight back to running back Devon Tilden, who squeezes his way in the end zone from 1 yard out. Tie ball game 7-7, and those would be the only 2 touchdowns of the game. Warriors win by a field goal, 10-7, that final. Over in District 26, Clemens Buffaloes played host to the San Marcos Rattlers last night. Rattlers still looking for that first district win of the season. First quarter, Buffaloes take off running. Quarterback Max Menico at the 40. Sees a hole, takes off running the 30, the 20, the 10, all the way to the house, 60 yards for the Clemens touchdown. Less than a minute in the first, Menico at it again. This time breaks for the sideline, turns on the speed. Clemens is able to catch up though, and he's taken down around the 15. Buffaloes then capitalize before the end of the quarter. Menico sneaks it in from 7 yards out. That makes it 14-0 Clemens. San Marcos would answer back in the second. Quarterback Alex Garcia throws a beautiful pass to running back Jamon Johnson. Rattlers on the board. It would be Clemens, however, who would go on to win this one 49-28. Well, last week we saw several great performances by athletes all over San Antonio, and we asked you to help us narrow them down and vote for our John Wayne Player of the Week. Marcus breaks down this week's nominees.
Okay, guys, in my Don King voice, it was marvelous, it was magnificent, it was magnanimous, it was... Anyway, you get the idea. This week's voting for the John Wayne Player of the Week was outstanding. More votes were cast this week than ever has been cast. And the leading vote getters of this week are Hunter Hernandez of Somerset High School, Jeff Lynn Leslie of O'Connor High School, and Ryan Ramirez of McCullum High School. And this week's John Wayne Player of the Week is Ryan Ramirez.
This is the biggest response we've ever had for Player of the Week. We had over 3,000 votes. It was very exciting right to the end, and of course these guys pulled it out.
Having the community rally around it, hearing the kids in the hall, screaming as they're going to class, hey, vote for Ryan, I think that was a good thing. And then once it was finalized and he won the award, you couldn't give it to a better young man. He talked about how the team played a huge part in that and how he was just 1/11th on the field. And, his humility as a young man and as a leader, it deserves to be recognized, and we're excited about that.
It's a very humbling experience, but at the same time, I couldn't have done it without the guys in back of me. They keep me humble, and they have me compete every day at practice, and, this is just a representation of them, most of all, but it feels good.
Now, as we've seen, the John Wayne Player of the Week is voted on by you. So go to johnwayne.com and cast your vote for the player that has the best performance this week. For the John Wayne Player of the Week, I'm Marcus Floyd.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. We showed you the highlights from Judson's big win earlier in the show, but now it's time to send it back out to Marcus, who's standing by with Judson head coach Sean McAuliffe.
Big win by the Judson Rockets out here, 28-0. Coach Sean McAuliffe. Coach McAuliffe, talk about that game tonight.
Man, I tell you what, it starts with our kids and our coaches. Man, they love each other. They play hard for each other. They believe in what we talk about. And when you got guys like my main man right here, Quentin Green, that does a great job getting the kids excited about playing, I couldn't be happier.
I mean, you guys come together as a family, coaches, the kids. I mean, does that add to the success you guys are having right now?
Yeah, without a doubt. People think that we're blessed with just great athletes and we roll them out and make plays, and it helps. It helps. We've got some pretty talented kids. But more importantly, it starts back in January with our boot camp and our leadership, and then our off season, and then our spring ball, our summer workouts, and we got 50 seniors, and these kids have been playing together for a long time, and they expect big things out of themselves, and I'm just happy as heck that I get a chance to coach them and work with the staff that I get to work with every single day, because those guys are the ones that really make this thing happen.
What was the difference in this game tonight, though, Coach?
I think they got a little chip on their shoulder. They're a hungry group. They want to do big things, and we've told them, people are going to talk about the 2018 Judson Rockets one way or the other. How they talk about you is up to you, and I think they truly believe that they're destined to do great things, and they work each and every day like they are.
The last thing now, Kyle, got to get the hype man. Q is the hype man. Just big district victory, 28-0. Coach McAuliffe, it's the hype. Yeah, I love it's happening out of here. Back to you guys in the studio.
Marcus, thank you. Another great game of the week. We'll announce next week's game of the week later in the show. But first, let's send it over to the Alamo Stadium. Sam Houston Hurricanes taking on the Highlands Owls. Hurricanes coming off of 3 straight district wins, eyeing their 4th Friday night. Earlier in the first quarter, Houston quarterback Austin Ashworth heaves it up towards the end zone, and wide receiver Jonathan Franklin Ross comes down with it on the other end. Hurricanes up 6-0. Owls on offense now. Quarterback Juan Luna fakes the handoff, finds a wide open Dre Chan Moody down the sideline 35 yards to give Highlands a 7-6 lead. Hurricanes, though, respond in the second. Ashworth hits it receiver Raymond Citizen Jr. middle of the field, and he's in there 40 yards for the touchdown. Hurricanes win 38-13. Well, now, usually on Friday nights, the game is the most exciting part. However, they still wouldn't be complete without the halftime festivities. The Brennan Band showed us that on Thursday night, which is why the Bears are our Spirit School of the Week. Thank you to the Bears. Don't go anywhere, because coming up next on the Friday Night Blitz, we catch up with McCollum head coach Matthew Uzel after the Cowboys earn their first win. Stay with us.
Friday Night Blitz coverage of high school football is proudly brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. When accidents happen, Thomas J. Henry is available 24/7 nights and weekends when you and your family need help. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com for more information.
Welcome back. The McCollum Cowboys had a rough 2017 season, finishing the year winless at 0-10. That's when first-year head coach Matthew Uzel came into the picture, leading the Cowboys to their first win last week over Southwest Legacy. But for him, this win was extra special. Marcus caught up with Coach earlier in the week and has more in our Coaches Connection.
Joined here by Coach Matt Uzel of the McCollum Cowboys. Last week, a big deal. You guys had your first victory in a bit of a while. How special was it for you and for this program?
It was extra special for me being an alum. I graduated in '97, and that was unfortunately that was the last time that the program was 0-10 was my senior year, and so coming back this February and starting a new program fresh was really good, but it was really great for the kids. Some of these young men have been on varsity since their sophomore year, and 2 wins in 3 years up until that point. So getting a chance to be in the victory column was really special for them.
You could have, as a coach, probably could have gone a bunch of different places. Why come back to McCollum and hopefully start something?
I, like most people, I think in this profession, they got into it to impact young people, and I don't think there's any better place to impact young people than in the community which you're a product of. So I jumped at the opportunity, and I'm just thankful to be back.
And it's not all about the wins, though, here, is it?
No, it's not. Wins are nice, but all of that stuff is kind of fleeting. You know, we're trying to instill, you know, some character values and some things that will last these young men for a lifetime, be great husbands and fathers and community members. You know, we want to put more points on the scoreboard than the other team, and that'll come when you start doing things right. I think the wins follow, and we're excited about just this process of continuing to get that done.
McCollum Cowboys, they're on the rise. You guys get over here and catch a game because Coach Uzel has them on the up and up. For the Blitz, I'm Marcus Floyd.
It's not quite SportsCenter Top 10, but it's the closest thing to it. Here's our top plays of the week, brought to you by John Wayne Service Company. Looking ahead to Week 9, check out this matchup for our next game of the week. Huge District 14 5A showdown. Kerrville Tivy Antlers taking on the Alamo Heights Mules. Both teams undefeated in district play. This could determine the district champ. Well, thanks so much for joining us on the Friday Night Blitz. I'm Jill Jelnick. Have a great rest of your night.